Hello, Paul Chuck here from CIOKS. In this video I'm going to talk about the three products we have in the future power generation range. It's the DC7, it's the 8 and the 4, and how to use these three products either as standalone products or in combination with each other. The first product we released in the future power generation range was the DC7. And there is a detailed video introducing and explaining all the features and how to use the DC7. But basically, it's the base unit, you can say, because this is the unit where you can use it standalone, powered directly off the grid of the AC mains in your wall outlet. This guy gives you 48 watts of power into 7 outlets, plus the USB, and a 24-volt outlet to be used to connect either the 8, 2 8s, or maybe the 4 expansion unit. Now, CIOKS 4 is also a power supply which can be used as a standalone unit, and it can be purchased as either the adapter kit, where you get the power adapter with it, and this combo can be used on a small pedal board, or it can be used with a power bank, USB power bank, and instead of using the power adapter, you can have it independently from the grid and power the CIOKS 4 directly from a USB power bank. Where the DC7 and the 4 can be used as standalone units, the CIOKS 8 power supply is meant to be used as an extension unit for the DC7 only. In this setup, I have CIOKS DC7 powered of the AC mains. The 24-volt outlet is powering the second unit, the CIOKS 8 expander, and then the link, the DC link outlet here is giving power to the CIOKS 4. In this way you have a combo of 19 DC outlets plus USB. So depending on how many pedals you have, how big a pedal board you have, you can use a single one of these three units we have, or a combination of 2 or 3 power supplies we have in the power generation range. I'll start with the smallest one here. CIOKS 4 is the smallest power supply in our range here, which can be used as a standalone unit. You can use it together with a power adapter, like it's shown here on the Pedal Train Nano. Dual adhesive is used to fasten these two devices on the pedal board. It's light and small, and if you have like 3-4 pedals, it's quite ideal. As a standalone unit, CIOKS 4 can also be used with a power bank where you're independent of the grid. And I can show you here a very nice one, which is not very large. And this combo is quite compact and can be used also on a small pedal board. A third option of using CIOKS 4 as a standalone power supply is to power it off a third-party power adapter. And that could be a one spot, which is something many of you might have. I've got an outlet here where I plug it in and show you that the CIOKS 4 can also be powered by means of 9 volt. Here we go. And then you only need to mount the CIOKS 4 and it will get power from the one spot. So if you wish to power more than 4 pedals and want to have them all isolated, the DC7 might be a solution. This is a very nice package, low profile, powered directly from the grid, universal input, 90 to 265 volt, so it can be used in Japan, in US, in Europe, anywhere in the world. No problems, you just have to have the right mains cable. You've got 7 isolated outlets, plus the USB for a cell phone or an iPad or so. 7 outlets, 42 watts of power, 7 with 6 watt each, with 4 different voltage options on each outlet. In case you have a larger board, 7 outlets is maybe not enough, you can choose to get the CIOKS 4 expander and connect it to the DC7, and you're easily adding 4 additional isolated outlets to the DC7. In this way, You've got 11 isolated outlets and the USB. Now we can continue. If 11 is not enough, we go up to 15. CIOKS 8 expander unit can be used. And here we see that we have 15 outlets, 7 in this one, 8 in this one. And from here we can continue. I mean, if 15 outlets is not enough, you can add additional CIOKS 8, and I think it will be 23, and you can continue. You can have a third 8 or a 4, but I mean, we are beginning to have a ridiculously big power combo here. So this is like 27 outlets, and I think that would be enough for most of you. In such a setup, the number of isolated outlets is not a problem, I guess, and the limitation of such system could be the available power in the DC7, which is powering all this. In case you have loads of digital pedals and or tube pedals, you might run into power problems. But here, the power meter is a very convenient thing where you can actually get a readout how much of the available power in the DC7 you have used. And if the red indicator, which corresponds to above 90% of the total power available, is lit, you should be considering to maybe getting a second DC7 unit and maybe power the second 8 unit from the second DC7. It's also an option. I mean, if you have very, very hungry pedals, DC7 with the 8 might give you trouble with the power, but I would strongly recommend to do some calculations, because having 42 watts of power for pedals is quite a lot. So just to give you an idea how much power actually is available in the DC7 and this combo here, it's around 40 watts of power for pedals. And this guy here, you might know, it uses around 2.3 watts. So this setup will be able to power more than 15 of these units. And I guess that's enough for most of you. On the other hand, tube pedals, they tend to draw a lot of current. Kingsley pedals, 500 milliamps at 12 volts. Effectro pedals, they are also quite hungry. You will need 2 outlets to power these. And this is where you should do this calculation and figure out whether you will be overloading or not, or simply connect it all and just have a glance at the power meter, and you will know whether one DC7 will be enough to power your setup or not. If you wish to use CIOKS 8 or CIOKS 4 with the DC7 and you buy them an expander unit, the cables you see here will be included with the units in this 50 centimeter length. Other lengths are available. With each unit you get a Flex and DC-Link cable selection guide, and on the last page here you will be able to figure out what order numbers the different lengths have, and depending on the size of your pedal board and how you'd like to place your power supplies, you should be able to find a length which would match your setup. So now a few words about mounting these power supplies on pedal boards. When you buy each of these units, you get a product sheet included with each, and these product sheets function also as a drill guide. There are small marks on the back of this where you have the same position of the marks as the threaded holes below the unit, and you can then drill a couple of holes in the pedal board and use the included set of screws and the Allen key to fasten the power supply to a pedal board. If you have a monoboard, it's also possible to go for a couple of holes in the side and use the same holes which are used for the grip I'll talk about in a few moments. Now, the grip is an additional bracket you can purchase separately, and it's a very nice piece of equipment which can be used to fasten our products to a pedal train board without any drilling. You simply attach the grip to the power supply by means of 2 screws, and then you can use it to attach the power supply to the pedal board by placing it and securing it with 2 additional screws and the included Allen key. The normal grip size fits the CIOKS 8 and the DC7 power supply, and we also have the mini version, which is to be used with the CIOKS 4 power supply. For all of you using temple boards, I can tell you that not only the future power generation products, but all CIOKS products are compatible with temple boards in a way that the threaded holes in the bottom of each power supply, they match the grid of the holes in a Temple Audio pedal board. So you simply take the power supply, you place it somewhere where you wish to have it, and then secure it with the 2 included screws from the top. For use with temple boards, we also offer this set of standoffs. They are 8 mm long, and there's 4 pieces in a set. You have to use 3 of these. And these give you an additional distance in between power supply and this surface, so there is space for the thumb screws for the small plates to put pedals on top of the pedal board. The 3 products in future power generation range are all 1 inch tall, very slim profile. They are very light. This one is 450 grams, 340 grams, and 230 grams. They're all based on the same technology. It's switch mode technology. Each outlet on all these units give you 6 watts of clean DC power at 4 different voltages, 9, 12, 15 or 18 volts. We offer a very big selection of flex cables to connect your pedals to the power supplies. With each of these 3 power supplies, you get a rather big mix of flex cables. And in case you will need additional flex cables, you can find the type and length of the one you need in this guide, which is also included with each unit. Okay, so in this video, I talked a little bit about how to use these 3 products from the future power generation range together, also as standalone. But if you wish to get more information in detail on each of these 3 products, you can watch one of the presentation videos we made for each of these products. So thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and see you soon. Bye.